Well, hello everyone. Okay, let's get straight to the point. My opinion of what's been going on, I'm going to say generously, the last week or so, conducted by Tiffany Marie, Mandy Bell, and our sweet little chainsaw massacre, Corey. Look, okay, and it happened to Hello Starlight, Makeup Mobster, and Fod. Um, First, let's deal with Mandy Bell. That's the easiest one. I told Mandy months ago, it could even be a year ago now, that she needed to seek mental health help. And she's still doing exactly the same thing that she was doing nearly a year ago. And I think until she voluntarily removes herself or she gets removed from YouTube, she'll still be doing the same thing in the next 5 or 6 years, even more. She is demented. There's no other explanation for her to keep doing the same thing that she's been doing for so long. I think it's beyond stalking. I think she's addicted to the gratification that she gets from doing what she does, which is intimidate, threaten, and put people's real lives in danger. I think that somehow gives her some sort of insane pleasure. And yes, she is insane. Mandy, you completely and utterly batshit fucking crazy. It's you know I don't see Mandy ever answering the question straight on about what she wants from Hello Starlight to stop her rubbish. She can never give you a straight up answer. It's 50,000 words jumbled, and by the time you finish listening to what she needs from Starlight to stop doing it, you're more confused than you ever were before, and traumatized on top of that. So, I mean, there's no reason to ask Mandy, because she doesn't even know herself, because she doesn't have the answers. All she knows is she gets some sort of deep-seated insane pleasure out of doing what she's doing, and that's why she keeps doing it. She's evil and insane on top of it. It's kind of dangerous. You see, when a person stops doing it for the reason of getting at a human being, and instead it's getting the gratification from the actions, for me personally, that is way more dangerous, because then there's no more breaks. There's no more reasoning. It becomes a mental health issue of insanity. I mean, how many reincarnations have we been through with Mandy over the years? Okay. I mean, it's unbelievable. And she comes in, she sprays her insanity all over the place. Okay. Buggers off and deletes everything or privatizes it. So then, if you're going to do that, Why the hell do you come and contaminate the community? We got enough bullshit going on in the community without your insanity infiltrating it. You know, it's like a skunk. If you touch a skunk, it sprays you with a bad smell. Well, that's what Mandy's like. If you say Mandy enough times, she comes back and then sprays her insanity over everybody. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you know what pisses me off more than anything? We can make video after video calling out Mandy, okay, calling out Corey, okay, calling out Tiffany Marie. They're never going to change. They're never going to stop doing what they're doing, which is harming innocent people, putting innocent people in danger, bringing innocent people into a situation that there never was in the beginning. There was no need to ever do that. Okay? I mean, Corey will make... Anyway, let's finish Mandy Bell. So, Mandy, I'll say it again. Get the fuck off YouTube and go and get some mental health help. Serious mental health help. Not some bullshit jumped up thing, okay, where you telling them what you want and they give it to you. No. Somewhere where somebody's going to hold you accountable and hold you accountable until your toes are burnt. Because you are insane. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not saying it as a word just to use it. I mean, you are insane. There's no other explanation for you. Oh, okay. Tiffany Marie. Tiffany, I've already had my thing to say about Tiffany. And she's heading down Mandy Bell's street. Another one that has got a very big mouth and posts private screenshots, messages, whatever you want to call them, okay? And then deletes or privatizes. Look, if you can't stand by what you have got to say, don't fucking well say it. You bunch of cowards, absolute cowards. Insecure, immature, fucking cowards. Oh, man. Yeah, oh. And you know, just remember something, Tiffany. Whatever you put out is going to come back to you, but tenfold. Okay? And how you can profess to be friends with somebody and then release private information. I don't care if it was done to you. The only person you can control is you. And if you want to swim in the same shit that they swim in, well, then you're a loser. You're seriously a loser. But even losers got more dignity than you. Ugh. Corey, our little chainsawing fucknut bitch. That's another one that's insane. Oh, dear Lord. Look, ever since I've been in the drama community, which is a long time, okay, Corey has been around doing the same thing that she's doing now and using the same excuse to validate what she's doing and make it seem all sweet and butterflies and flippin' rainbows. And there is nothing nice about what you do, Corey. Nothing. It's not retaliation to what has been done to others. No, it's not. It's vindictiveness, spitefulness, and evilness. That's all it is. You are also dipshit, fucking bat crazy, insane. There's nothing else to explain what you do. And what you did to Fod and Leanna, or sorry, Leanna, makeup mobster, but I think I've earned the right to call you Leanna by now. What you did to the two of them, there was nothing that makes what you did right. Nothing. And there's nothing that makes what you did to them logical. You got to fight with them. You got to fight with their icons and their names on YouTube. That's what you got to fight with. Not any added things like children and husbands and jobs and houses and whatever else. No, that's none of your fucking business. And even if it is freely available on the internet, and even if Leanna did say something about her son, that still does not give you the right to use it in evilness against a person. It doesn't give you the right to do that. You know, I was doxxed. I know who did it. And I know how they got the information. Okay. And it startled me. Because my son's business was brought under threat. Whether the person would have carried it out or not, I've no idea. It's not a game that I'm going to play. It's not a chance I'm going to take. I know where the information came from, and I know the person that gave it to the doxer. You can come for me every which way but loose. I don't care. Okay? Putting my married name down as part of the docs. Let me tell you why I use my maiden name. I use my maiden name because of the things that I was involved with, which was politics, Zimbabwean politics, fighting a dictatorship. Okay? And I used my maiden name because I didn't want my husband's name to be dragged into it. My husband's surname, okay? To be dragged into it. It was in the end, and it got to a stage where I didn't really care, but using my married name put a lot of people in danger. You see, the difference with the dictatorship party that I was dealing with, and I dealt with it for 30 years, the difference with them was they knew who I was, and they knew where I lived. They knew everything about me. That didn't worry me because I knew that if they were going to come for me into my real life, which they did, they'd tell me. And they would come for me in my real life, not use CPS not use the police, not get my husband fired, or attack my children's school, or uh, post a picture of where I lived, which they could easily have done because they knew everything. Everything. Okay? But their fight wasn't with anybody else but with me, because I was the one that was attacking them. And if they came for me a couple of times, okay, which I was able to control and sort out, okay, their main weapon of going real life on a person was, and still is, but you have to be living in Zimbabwe for them to do that now. Before they could do it out the country, that use their embassies and that kind of business in foreign countries. Okay, but their favorite tool is middle of the night, abduct you from your home. Okay, don't touch anybody else, just you, because their fight is with you, not with anybody else. So even though it was a dictatorship and they were underhand and they used the most evil means and things on you, it was you that they were after. So a dictatorship had more dignity, intelligence, and integrity than some stupid flop slop idiot on YouTube. So yeah, I can handle that because I know where it's coming from. And I know the modus operandi of those kind of people. But this shit on YouTube, no, I don't. No, I don't. This is just cowards. Plain and simple, filthy, dirty, insecure, immature cowards. The same thing that the dictatorship uses against people is the same thing that these waste of humanity people use. Intimidation. Why? Okay, the dictatorship is using you to keep you quiet about the wrongdoings and that kind of business. These people on YouTube use it because they don't have the intellect in a verbal battle. So they resort to intimidation, and in the most cowardly way. Okay? The most cowardly. Attacking people's jobs, getting people fired, getting people kicked out of their homes, getting children, using children's schools and all that kind of business. Okay? I mean, I'm sorry, I don't have respect for people like that. None whatsoever. I have no empathy, sympathy, compassion, or anything else for people like that. Because they're just nasty, dirty. You know, even scum is useful. These kind of items are not useful. They're insecure, immature, and they don't have the intelligence and the intellect to deal with a verbal battle. So you intimidate. That's fine. Intimidate the person that you have the problem with, not their families and their homes and their jobs, their livelihoods. For what? You know, it's almost like shadow boxing. Because you can't see your opponent. It's just an icon with a name. That's all it is. But you were that immature, that insecure, and that unintelligent that you're going to spend hours finding out who that person is in real life and then going for their lives and the people around them. Now, what does that do for you? You see, nobody does anything without getting some form of gratification from it. You know, I'm having problems finding words to deal with this because I know that nothing's going to change. You can block these people, you can block people that support them. I don't know how anybody in their right mind can support them. Oh, because maybe they're ripping Laura apart. So all the Laura haters are going to get behind them. Or they're ripping Makeup Mobster apart. So all the Makeup Mobster haters get behind them. Or they're ripping FOD apart. Look, I'm not a FOD person. I'm not a Makeup Mobster person. I'm not a Laura person. But I don't give a shit. Wrong is wrong. It ain't cool. It ain't right. It's insanity. And people that are going to rally around Corey, Tiffany Marie, and Mandy, I don't want to have anything to do with. Do you know my little YouTube world is getting smaller and smaller and smaller? Because I don't support people that are rallying around people that, for me, are dangerous. And Laura, what you did to FOD, you and Makeup Mobster did to FOD and Tiffany Marie, to do with the pictures of her kids and stuff like that. I don't care if it was private. I don't care if it never went out on the YouTube streets. It's wrong, period. End of story. Why you would want to do something like that? Oh, because FOD was fucking with you. So bloody what? Are you that mentally challenged that you can't fight her on equal grounds? That you got to go and do stuff like that? For what does it do for you? Does it make you feel so proud of yourselves that you keep on doing it? You're doing it to other people as well. Look, the only reason I know FOD's real name, and even then it takes me a minute or two or seconds or whatever it is, okay, to, oh yeah, that's her real name, is because it's been bunged around so much. Otherwise, I don't give a shit what her real name is. I don't give a shit whether she's got 59,000 husbands, 20 female lovers, and 60,500 kids. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if she's transgender, whatever. Autogender, no gender. I don't care, because that's not who I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with an icon and the persona behind that icon. That's what I'm dealing with. What she is in real life, it's none of my fucking business, because I'm not dealing with her in real life. This is what I tried to explain to Liana. I can only treat somebody the way that they show me how to treat them. And they show me how to treat them by the persona that they take on under a YouTube name and an icon. Some of them came up. It still doesn't mean that you know who that person is, just because you can see them. You're only seeing them for what? Okay, sometimes people go hysterical with lives and they go for 5 or 6 hours. Okay. But you're just seeing that little square with them in it. You're not seeing them dealing with other things, a broad picture, okay, of what their home looks like, whether the husband walks in or doesn't, whether the truck comes through the front door to pick them up, how they sit on the train. No, you don't see any of that. You just see that little box of what they allow you to see. So the person that you're dealing with, even though they cammed up, it's not the person in real life. It's a persona that they put out under, I don't know what you want to call it, a YouTube name, okay? You were only privileged enough to see what they want you to see and what they allow you to see and how they portray themselves. I don't know who you are in real life. I don't know how you portray yourself in real life. I don't care because it's not going to be part of my dealings with you. Yeah, I have got to know a handful of ladies kind of well, but I always remember they only allow me to know what they want me to know about them. And I respect that. I've known some of these people for 5 years. I don't even know their first name. I couldn't tell you what state they lived in, what town they lived in. And even if it did, I've forgotten it. I couldn't care because it's not important to me. So, Corey, you pulling that real life shit, well, you're just insane. You're the same as Mandy Bell. You're just insane. And Tiffany Marie's working very hard to get to the insanity level as well. And Laura and Leanna, what you did to Fod was not cool. It's not kosher. It's not respectable. I don't care it was private. I don't care. You still had the urge to interfere in somebody's real life. And that to me is twisted. It really is. It's twisted. Oh, I do it because that person's going for me. No, you do it because you can't handle a verbal battle. You want to intimidate that person. You want to lord it over that person. You want to rule over that person. That's why you do it. Because you got to dominate. Because if you don't dominate, you can't handle just being an ordinary person. So no, it wasn't cool. It'll never be cool. It doesn't matter what excuse you use. I don't care if it was 50 million years ago. It is still wrong. And I wouldn't trust you. Sorry, I wouldn't. I wouldn't trust you. I wouldn't call you friend either. If it was me, sorry, no. Because if you can do that once, you can do it 1,000,000 times. So no, I'm sorry. I wouldn't have you back in my circle. I wouldn't. Because in the back of my mind would always be, what have you done now? Who have you looked up now? Have you looked me up again now? What have you got about me again? I wouldn't trust you. Finished. End of story. No ways. Because that to me is a complete and utter break of trust. Completely. I don't care that it wasn't it was done in private. That's even worse. Because you're laughing with the person and smiling with the person and everything else, knowing that you've got all that filth about them. Or not filth, but I mean all that stuff that you went and collected about their private lives. So that shows how two-faced you are. And I don't trust two-faced people. If you show me two faces, I'm going to show you my ass, bite my ass on the way out. And don't ever darken my door again. Finish. And while I'm at it, Fod, I listened to you go for Captive Sparrow. And you know, I've watched you going for people. I've listened to you going for people. And your common thread in it is you've got to belittle, insult, and degrade somebody that dares to go against you or dares to have a different opinion to you. That's also crappy, my girl or my boy or whatever you want. I look, I don't know what you want a person to call you. I really don't. I call you she, not out of malice, not out of trans bashing, not out of anything. It's because you are a she. And I forget, okay? So don't start, I'm a trans basher and a whatever else. Please. I'm a boomer with cobwebs in my vajayjay, okay? I'm a very proud boomer and I love my cobwebs, all right? They're full of gold and glitter. So, and really, I don't care what gender you are. I don't. That's not going to make me like you or dislike you any more than I already do. It's a person you portray yourself as a person, not as a gender, as a person. That's the problem I have with you. But I don't care when it comes to you being wronged and your family being hurt and people around you being hurt in your real life. Her wrong is wrong. And I think that you being foolish and you're giving Laura a pass, her and Leanna, when you shouldn't be. They done you dirty. And past history is the best prediction of the future. And if they've done you dirty once, they're going to do you 100 times over. But anyway, it's your life. It's your whatever. I'm just telling you my opinion on it. And Corey and Mandy, I'd love to be able to get the two of you lawfully taken care of. Because the evilness that the two of you spread here in this little community is dangerous. And I know neither of you is going to stop because you don't have the intellect and the intelligence to do it and the maturity. You don't have it. Because the gratification you get from it, you're addicted to it. It's like an adrenaline high. It's almost like an adrenaline junkie. And that for me is dangerous because it means you got no brakes. I'd love to be in a position where I could be the brakes and get the two of you the help legally that you need. Because it's too much. It's way too much. And I don't care the reason for you doing it. There is no reason for you to do the evilness that you do. None whatsoever. None. There's no excuse. None. There is nothing that makes what you people, even Tiffany Marie, what you've done right. Tiffany Marie's having a temper tantrum, okay, because people that she wants to run after her aren't running after her. She is a potential Mandy Bell. She's climbing up the Mandy Bell ladder. And there's no excuse, Tiffany, for you putting out the shit that you put out. None. You see, you can't control Leanna, you can't control Laura, you can't control anybody. The only person you can control is yourself. And nobody held a gun at your head to release all that filth that you released. Nobody. You did it of your own free will, which shows that you can't be trusted. You're a nasty, dirty, harmful person. Because the only reason you did that was to cause harm to Leanna and hurt to the people that you revealed the stuff about. That's the only reason you did it. It didn't give you an extra $1,000. Well, maybe it did from some wackos, but generally, it never gave you an extra $1,000. It never paid your rent. It never put a meal on your table. It never bought you a brand spanking new car. It did nothing except make you personally get some kind of high, some kind of pleasure that I don't understand and that normal people don't understand. Because it's sick that you willfully go out to hurt people. That is just sick. And there's no excuse of what was done to you that makes what you do to others any better. Because you can't control what others do to you, but you can control what you do to others. And when it comes time for you to stand for, yes, I know I'm now getting religious, to stand before your maker and judgment, the only things you're going to answer for is the things that you've done, not what people have done for you and you've reacted. What you have done yourself to others without any explanations, without any excuses, what you willingly did to others. That is what's going to count. No, not excuses and making everything look pretty and sweet and flowery and everything. No. The judgment on you is how you treated people, not how they treated you. No, 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 no. It's got nothing to do with it. It's how you treated people. Remember that, everybody. How you treat people seals your fate in this world. Because people will treat you the same way. That's in real life. On YouTube, well, kind of, sort of. But if you're going to reveal private stuff on YouTube, be sure as nuts people are going to do it back to you and it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. So what you were trying to prove, Tiffany, other than hurting somebody, hurting a whole lot of people for no reason, no logical reason anyway. Anyway, what you get for it, you've worked hard for. Same with Mandy, same with Corey. The thing is, It's getting too dangerous. People are not enjoying the chats like they used to. People have either moved away from the community or YouTube, or they just lurk and they talk in a couple of chats where they feel safe. The rest of them are just keeping quiet. So all we are seeing is the trash on YouTube. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know how this is going to end. And I'm not going to make another video about it. By now, people know where I stand with doxing, okay? And all that kind of rubbish. I mean, I'm so bad that even putting somebody's real name out, for me, okay, is a no-no. Because just that real name can mess that person's life up. So, yes, putting a person's real name out is doxing in my eyes. It really is. How we fix this? I've no idea. None. After what I saw this weekend, or not weekend, but this week, okay, it's never going to be stopped. Because I saw good people supporting Mandy and supporting Tiffany Marie. Well, people that I thought were good. So I don't know how you draw the line. All I know is I'm staying in my little corner. And that's it. I'll just watch. I'm quite happy with that. I don't need to chat. I'll go up in a panel now and again. And that's it. To be part of this fuckery? Nah. No way. No way. Anyway, I'm sorry for the people that got hurt and got their real lives splashed all over the place. I really am. Because I had it only once, and it wasn't that bad, really. But it made me take a step back. Because I wasn't going to play with my son's livelihood or my son's life. My kids are way more important to me than anything to do with YouTube. So yeah, the doxer did kind of win. Yep. Anyway, I don't know what this weekend is going to bring. But Mandy Bell and Corey, you are dipshit, batshit, big shit, every other fucking thing that you can think. Insane. You are insanity in its purest form. There's nothing logical. There's nothing ethical. There's nothing... there's no loyalty in you. There's nothing decent about what you're doing. Nothing. And I'll say it again. I wish I was in the position where I could legally stop the two of you. Because I can see that that's the only way that you two are going to be stopped and helped. I can see some bad shit coming. Because of the two of you and because of the hype that is built up around it. Because there's some sick, sick fuckers out there. And I've seen a couple of them taking a great deal of interest. And those are just the ones that I can see. For every one that I can see, there's another 5,000 that are tipped over the edge. Anyway, it's all useless. I'm wasting my breath. I'm wasting my time. It's not going to stop anything. It's not going to make anybody stop what they're doing. I hope that it makes Leanna and Laura think twice about looking up people in their real life, even if it's for private purposes. You see, the minute you step onto that thing of looking up somebody, finding out their private information, and stepping into their real life, even if you don't broadcast it, it's still wrong. You have stepped onto the doxing train. Yeah, there goes the train. Uh-huh. That's the first step. So no, I'm sorry. I don't give you a pass for that. No way. No way. And I don't care if it was done a year ago, 6 months ago, whatever. I don't care. You did it. So you have the ability to do it again. No. Mm-mm. It's not cool. Not cool at all. I can have a million fights with you, Leanna. And I don't care who you are in the real life. I don't. I don't give a damn because I'm not fighting with you in real life. I'm fighting with you on YouTube. Period. End of story. Anyway, have a great weekend. May your gods go with you. Ciao, ciao.